My name is Rozlind. I use she, her pronouns. I was born in East Los Angeles and grew up in West Covina, so SoCal born and raised. I am currently a statewide organizer, I'm a civic engagement organizer at a nonprofit based in San Francisco, and also a grad student for my counseling program.
Is it called a beta tester? Is it called an early user of Kumu? What was the program called?
I really can't remember. I want to say it was beta though because the app wasn't launched yet. So we were just like going live, testing it out. There was like a whole like US creator, like Kumu creators like thread that we were on for a while. And people were just exchanging ideas. The folks who are leading Kumu, they were still doing outreach to different like content creators and growing like their bench of like who would eventually be on the app. I had met some of the folks who launched Kumu probably sometime around the end of like 2017. And we were talking, we like went to the same college. So they came to me like talking about how they had this idea for an app that would really revolutionize the way that Philippine media is consumed, giving a lot more power to content creators versus like these like really big media corporations in the Philippines. So it was really exciting, and I was really excited to be a beta tester. I had posted a couple of lives of like poetry workshops that I held at UC Santa Barbara, and a keynote that I did for the Southern California Filipino American Student Association, also about poetry. So those were kind of the first lives that I posted.
How long were you testing or live streaming?
I would say it was only for a couple months, maybe somewhere between like 3 to 5 months. It was exciting. There wasn't that many people on the app, so I felt like I was on the app with other really, really great content creators. Obviously, some of them are still on the app. So I was really nervous to like see if what the presentations and the keynotes and the events that I was sharing were good enough to be on the app. But it was good. There was lots of support there's like a US content creator thread, and there was a lot of support for folks because we were all trying the app out. We were all trying out what content we wanted to push out. So one of the content creators that was early on in the app was Christian Kabuay, who I like saw and met at a different like Filipino conference. So I was really excited to see he and I sharing this platform. And his content's really great. It's about Bayanihan and the like script that was used in indigenous Filipino times. There's Gretchen. Gretchen owns Brown Girls. I don't know if she is like a current content creator, but I like super look up to her. I met her at that same conference. She's amazing. She's also a spoken word artist, like entrepreneur, owns her own business, Filipino woman, really, really amazing. So those are two folks that I know kind of like who I've met personally who were on the app at the same time that I joined. I had been keeping tabs on Kumu just, as the years gone by. Like I still know folks who use the app, and obviously I'm still in connects with the folks who like launched the app. So it's been really exciting just to see the way it grows, the way it makes like headlines about being like one of the top apps in the Philippines and like being like Filipino grown. Even before I was asked, I was really excited to see Kumu grow. And then when I actually got onto the app, I was just so surprised, or not really surprised, I was just like excited. Like it was really fun. The way that the app layout is really like celebratory and like welcoming and friendly. The color scheme is really pretty. There's so many more content creators doing so many different kinds of things. It wasn't like super different from like my experience trying to test it out. And this time actually using it and performing on the live stream for One Down. Pretty user-friendly, pretty easy to understand, so I can tell why it's pretty popular in the Philippines. If you're on Kumu, like please don't be afraid to post and like live stream as much as possible, because like having audience depend on you to like post your content and post it in a timely way or like in a consistent way really helps build your audience. And it actually isn't that hard because, if you love something and you're passionate about something, you kind of talk endlessly about it. You can talk about different angles about it, different folks who are involved in the interest that you're in. One is consistency, and the other is like really depending and leaning on that like passion that you have for the content that you're creating. Because once you lean into that passion, it's actually not that hard to think of new things that you want to post and new things you want to live stream and add to your platform. Looking into people who stream, people who create content can sometimes give folks a sense of relief and a sense of hope and a sense of community in times where things are really hard and folks are really struggling. It provides a safe space for folks to enjoy the content that is being put out and also just be proud of being Filipino. The great thing that Kumu does is highlight the talent that Filipino people have. and the hope that we have to support each other, and that like Bayanihan spirit that I think folks talk about a lot. Not only are we creating content, but we're creating communities who like mutually share that interest and supporting each other and teaching each other. And sharing that joy of that particular topic with each other. At the end of one mic, they're like, where can we find you? And of course, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and all of those things. But if there was a demand, if there was an ask of like, hey, Rozlind, can you like do a poetry workshop? Or like, what are your writing tips? Or what do you do when you hit writer's block? Like, you can definitely count me in. Hey, Kumu, my name is Rozlind Silva, and this is the story of how I became one of the first live streamers on Kumu.